Hello, everyone. Yes, you're welcome back to Nabawa Vibes. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, what is this one? Why is the video like this today? Yes, we are doing something special today. I have a guest for us today, so it's not going to be just me. And because she's not here with me, she's all the way in the UK, we have to use this, okay? So I hope you'll enjoy what we have for you today. Now, many of you over the past week, saw the thing with Will Smith and Chris Rock. I mean, the internet was aglow with all that was happening or that had happened during the Oscars, where Will Smith slapped Chris for making some jokes that he didn't find funny about his wife, Jada. I actually started seeing posts and rest on Facebook and rest until this friend of mine called me to complain about it. And for her, she was happy that for the first time, she said she has always had issues with this idea of people coming up with jokes against women, you know, crude jokes against women, and everybody will be laughing, including us women, okay? And she has never found it funny. And for once, she saw a man defend his wife. That was what she told me, and I understood her very well, okay? So it is based on that we have come today to talk about this very thing. So I'm going to jump right in for time's sake and bring in our guests. I'm sure you've already started noticing her. So yes, that's my friend Fumi. We're classmates in our undergraduate days. So Fumi, say hi.
Hi everyone.
Okay, thank you. Straight on, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Nancy, for giving me this opportunity to use your platform to just be able to my views and my opinions about what happened, not really so much what happened, but what we would like to see ongoing for not just people in the US, but people back at home and people even here in the UK, especially we Africans. So my name is Fumi Adesanya, and I kind of knew Nancy way back in our undergraduate days in University of Ibadan, and I currently reside in the UK. So,
okay, thank you, Fumi. Now, yes, so straight on. What do you have to say about that incident? You know, what happened in the Oscars, Will slapping Chris? Just what do you have to say about it?
First of all, for me, Will slapping Chris was a man defending his wife. Now, to many people, we saw it as crude, rude, uncalled for. Yes, probably Chris, probably Will overreacted, because if you really actually listened to that joke, it wasn't something that would have warranted Will to get up and go and slap his colleague or is the host of the show. But for me, I want to believe that wasn't the first time. And even if you look at all the trending videos that has happened and everything, that wasn't the first time that Chris has made a remark at the Smiths family. And, you know, sometimes when people poke you and they poke you once, you take it as a joke. But when it becomes 2 times, 3 times, like 4 times, then it's no more a joke, especially when it gets personal. And when people start talking, making jokes at a personal condition you have, then that is no more a joke. So for me, I think Chris went out of line. At the same time, Will overreacted. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Fumi. There's something that came into my mind now. A friend of mine and I were discussing the other day about the fact that Will actually laughed as well at the joke until he looked at Jada's face, and I guess he just suddenly realized that she wasn't finding it funny. So what do you say about that? As in, you said something about the joke was really not that terrible. Let me use that language. Okay, so apparently that's why Will laughed. Okay, but he later changed his mind. What came to your mind when you noticed that?
Okay. In all fairness, when you look at that, if you noticed, there had been a trend of laughter over time. And the way the mind works, sometimes when people say something to you, you may not, immediately grasp what they've said until your brain processes it. Now, I think the point of processing was when Will looked at his wife and he realized that, okay, this is not something funny to my wife. So definitely, this is something I have to put a stop to. Now, I think that point of him processing that joke was like a microsecond or a minute in the point of when he looked at his wife and his wife rolled her eyes and he knew, oh no, I think this has to stop. So in with what you've the question you've asked, the way the mind works, sometimes people may make jokes, but if you are in the process of, you were laughing and you just can't receive the joke, you would have laughed. But when your mind now processes that information, because that joke wasn't made at Will, it was made at his wife. So when your mind now processes that information, then you will not look at, oh, because sometimes I've listened to some comedians, and when they make some jokes, I may have come to the point of laughing. Then when I process it, and I'm like, no, this is not something that I should laugh at. So I would just kind of, stay back.
Okay, thank you, Fumi. Now, for the records, do you condone violence in any form?
Oh, no, nobody condones any violence. In fact, for me, I felt initially when I saw Will getting up, I thought he wanted to go and take the mic and say, oh, can you please not call my wife's name or something. But until obviously we saw the what the action he took. So nobody condones violence. Nobody would want a man to obviously go publicly, and this is obviously a big celebrity, quote and unquote, to go publicly and slap another man. But at the same time, I think where I look at it from is, for so many years, Hollywood, Oscars, different platforms have encouraged personal jokes, which we tag as it is just a joke. And for me, it can be hurtful because some jokes are sensitive, especially when it's directed at people. Now, when it's directed at people and it's directed at the fact that they have a particular ailment or they have a particular disease or they have a particular body malfunction, then it's no more funny. Now, so for so long, Hollywood has made movies that has encouraged where people would, pour water on nerds or laugh at people who are fat or, or laugh at people who are skinny. Let's be honest, nobody is really comfortable in their own skin, however way we look at it, whether you are slim, whether you're fat, whether you are ugly, whether you're short, whether you're tall, whether you're handsome. At some point, mankind is not satisfied in their own skin. But when you now know that in that own skin, you have some sort of not to, maybe you're not, you feel uncomfortable with your body, and somebody makes a remark or a direct joke at it, then it's something that I think should be stopped, especially our own comedians. Because in all fairness, for me, me coming on this platform is not really directed at Will Smith and Chris's joke, but it's just that it has brought up something else that I have noticed over years with our Nigerian or African comedians, where whenever they come on the platform, their stage is used to abuse women. Their stage is used to make fun of women. Oh, she's too fat, or she's horrible, or she's skinny, she's a gold digger, she's this, she's that. And every time I cringe in my bones. I am upset that why must we keep laughing or making jokes at women because we want to either make money or make people laugh. It's not funny, especially when it's not once, not twice, not three times. Mind you, the women you're talking about are people's wives, like we saw in the case of Will Smith. They are people's daughters, they are people's children, they are people's brothers, they are people's sisters, cousins, friends. And to a good extent, we have seen people who, just because of all this personal jokes or remark made at them, they've committed suicide, they've either gone into some sort of depressive state, or they are so anxious about things that they would never even want to come out. They would do anything to protect themselves. So why must we, our own comedians, keep making such remarks about our women? Sorry, I'm going to say this. Every time I listen to our comedians, they're always talking about our women being gold diggers.
Yes, yes.
And it's amazing that you make fun of the women who are gold diggers. What about the ones who are making money, who are good wives, who are sponsoring their husbands, who are making the homes right, who are the ones taking care of the children, who are entrepreneurs, who are working class ladies? Why must you always talk about these gold diggers? And besides, you're talking about gold diggers. You are the same people who will go behind after the show and go meet these same gold diggers.
Exactly.
And claim that, oh, they're gold diggers. Oh, I took her on a date, and I wanted to pay for a meal, and she ordered XYZ amount of of food, or and in the process, oh, she's a gold digger, she doesn't. Why did you go and meet her in the first place? There are good girls out there who are not gold diggers, who are seeking for good men, and they are even working class ladies. You don't go and meet them, then yet you come on the stage, on platform, and you embarrass all these ladies. And mind you, all these ladies you are talking about, they are people's wives, they are people's daughters, people's children, people's, probably even your sisters, the people who are making this joke, probably your sisters, probably your cousins, or friends. So why? And we should note that when we make such negative remarks about our women, it is what is perceived outside. Every time you go outside, people will tell you, oh, Nigerian women, they are gold diggers. Nigerian women, all they want is money. Which woman doesn't want money? Let's be honest.
Which man doesn't even want money?
Exactly. Which even man
all
as
humans
well
want money.
So everybody wants money. And if you're not spending money on the woman, or on your women, who do you want to spend money on? The devil? Who do you want to spend your money? Is it the government? So for me, I just feel the Chris and Will Smith incident should kind of show us what it means that when people cannot take jokes anymore, especially when it becomes personal. And number two, when men can get up and go and say, okay, put a stop to it. Now, does that mean what Chris did was right. What Will Smith did, and he went to hit Chris. It wasn't right. He could have done it in a better way. He could have held the mic and, speak out and say, please, can you not mention my wife's name? But he chose the other way, and obviously this is where we've all landed. But I just think it's just high time for us to just stop this thing called personal abuse that we call jokes. It's bullying. It's bullying.
Yes, actually, it is.
Yeah,
It
it's an
is.
act of bullying. And the annoying thing is, women hear these jokes and we laugh at it.
Yeah, we laugh. We actually laugh at such jokes.
Exactly.
And until it is probably thrown at us directly.
And it's thrown at us. We laugh at such jokes rather than us to put a stop to it and say, enough is enough. If you want to make jokes, there are so many things to make jokes about that you can even if you look at our skits on Facebook, 90% of our skits is about a woman's bum. And I'm like, is it all about that, about our women? Are we so shallow? Are our women that shallow that all we portray of our women is either their big bums or their big breasts? It's not fun. It's not funny for me. It's not fun. And I think that incident has made me want to come up to speak up and say, it's time for our comedians to change their scripts. It's time for our directors and producers to change their scripts. Stop going against people on a personal note, especially when you do it the first time. One can take it as when it's second, third time, it's no more a joke. That means you are bullying me, you are attacking me, you're directly attacking me. So that's that incident. But I just want to address this issue using this platform, that if our comedians can look inwards and write better scripts, look inwards and look for better content, I'm sure people would have more things to laugh at than, having to laugh all the time about our women, whether they are gold diggers or they're fat or they're skinny. Yeah. Sorry, I spoke to.
No problem. No problem.